2, 3. That is real Jate, real Corada or whip. So 5 times he beat himself. I gave him 200 rupees. He bargained and took one more 100 and went away. Now I asked him, you are beating yourself, or you not ill sometimes with all this? He said, in my life, I have never had any illness. He is 55. So beating yourself can take away your diseases. So that was a nice thought. So my mind went back to 1962 when I went to Edinburgh, and in Princess Street they showed me a statue of a very great African explorer, a Scot called Dr. Livingstone. Now Livingstone, to cut a long story short, went with his friends to African jungles trying to document the animals, wild animals, and was attacked by a lion. And this lion pinned Livingstone. Other friends ran away to a distance and was going to eat his head. So the lion is standing on Livingstone, going to swallow his head. A frightening thing, but the friends who saw Livingstone said, initial panic, then Livingstone was laughing, exhilaration, happiness. In the face of death, he had happiness. One of the friends didn't get fallen into this trap, and he shot the lion dead at the nick of the moment before it could swallow Livingstone's head. Livingstone wrote a book. I went to the National Library of Scotland, read that. He has described his feeling at the time when he was face to face with death. He had nothing but ecstasy and exhilaration. How can that happen? 4 decades later, in this 1960s, Hegde knows that paper. A paper by researchers came in the Lancet, and that said mice which were given near-death experience by electrical current initially panic and run helter-skelter, laboratory mice, and when faced with real death, the mice became calm. Everything became calm. Everything became happy. Now, how could this happen? They did the hormone testing. Initially, when there was panic, there was increase in cortisol, increase in adrenaline. But in the face of real death, there were hormones called endorphins produced from the cells. These endorphins in the nerve endings, they are nothing but opioids which we give for cancer. So this is the body's chemistry helping itself, no external medicine. Body's own opioids help you to calm yourself in the face of death. Now, why I am telling you this story is, pain is only a symptom, and as Hongshi says, pain tells you that you have got something wrong there. Otherwise you would know. A diabetic with insensitive foot, without any sensations, doesn't know when he hurt himself. But if pain is there, you know where you could take care. So similarly, it's a good thing. Pain is not a bad thing. All those who complain about Hongshi's treatment, that it is painful, must revise when you see this. And your body will produce its own opioids and numb the pain. So Paida Lagin is not an eccentric treatment of flagellating ourselves or beating ourselves. It's a scientific treatment. I submit before you. You form your own opinion at the end of his lecture. So I present to you, ladies and gentlemen, an eventful afternoon or morning. Please sit back and relax and enjoy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Krishnaswamy. We have a pleasant task of honoring our guests, and we request our guest of honor, Shri D. Parthasarathi, sustaining patron donor and MD Dollar Company, to do the honors. For Mr. Sabaratnam. Sir. For Mr. Sabaratnam. For Shri K. N. Ramaswamy. Sabaratnam, sir, portrait. Yes, sir. Dr. B.M. Hegde. Master Hongshi. Sir, we request you to honor Dr. Ma. Yes. We're going to call a few more people from the audience who are seated there, who are part of Master Hongshi's team. Mr. Parag, who looks after the Indian wing of the whole operation. Mr. Parag, can we invite you to the stage? Master has brought 3 wonderful assistants with him. So we'd like all the 3 assistants to come up on the stage and be recognized. Can we have all the 3 assistants on the stage, please?
Joe, come. Look there. Is a good photographer. That doesn't matter, but somebody else should take when he does it. Please. Come here. Come here. Right.
Can we request for a group photograph for our records, because this is a very momentous occasion for us. On behalf of Bhavans, Mr. Sabaratnam would like to honor Master Hongshi with the Ponade and a small token of appreciation, a memento. I think it's a field day for the photographers. Can we give you a few minutes and then start with... Okay. Chairman, MS Swaminathan Research Foundation and President of Voluntary Health Services. Sir, we request you to remain seated.
In our procedures for analysis there, we have what is called a validation therapy, validation, that any procedure has got to be validated. Unfortunately, in India, our ancient system of medicine of Ayurveda, Siddha or Unani, and the Chinese system of medicine has never been validated. People say that this cures all things, sir. But fortunately here, when you come for this treatment, tag, you've got a practice, we've got a system of all hospitals enter the data for revenue purposes, the billing, but here we enter all the clinical data. Therefore, any person, we will be able to give you the symptoms before the disease, after the treatment, what is the result? That is validation there. And I'll just give you a small incident there which happened. A company wanting to develop a diabetic drug did this double-blind study. For one group of patients, they gave the drug. For other group of patients, they did not give the drug. But unfortunately, the group of patients to whom the drug was not given, their lifestyle changes, and their sugar level was much lower than that of the group of patients for whom the drug was given. Therefore, here, the lifestyle of the patient is also as much important. I've been telling Dr. CVK, you please record this also in our system. What was his lifestyle before? What is his lifestyle after, during the course of treatment after? Has the changes in lifestyle also got a bearing on the treatment? So this again, he has accepted my suggestion and all this. So for the doctor, I'll tell you, I don't know whether your treatment you're doing it, but when you come to tag diabetic, your entire clinical data is being entered into a system. We should be able to get the data and tell them, sir, these were the symptoms before. These were the lifestyle change before changes. During the course of treatment, this is changes in lifestyle. This is the effect of it. 100% no treatment can give effect. See, even if 50% is effective, 25% is effective, that is substantial. Am I put? You're right. What Dr. Hegde, 25% of the patients are benefited. The treatment is there. As a pharma man, let me tell you this. I mean, I wanted to say because I've been involved in the development of system in TAG, right from the inception. And I've been insisting that all these systems should be incorporated in the software. And my friend there has done the whole thing. See, again, I wanted to add on, when you come for a treatment here, the entire clinical data is being entered into a system. Not just the commercial purpose, it's all clinical data. So at the end of the period, we will be able to validate things and say, look, this is the thing that this is the effect of it. And for other systems have got this validation, and Ayurvedic, Siddha, or Unani, and the Chinese, the validation has not been there. Therefore, people are skeptical about a course of treatment. They don't believe a treatment because you don't validate it. You say, sir, I've treated so many patients, but where is the records? Are we able to prove that? This is the one system which we are going to correct in TAG VHS by putting all this document, the clinical data into the system there. I think this, I wanted to make a remark. I don't think anybody has made this. This is one remark I make for anybody who comes in. And as TAG diabetic, I think on behalf of Dr. CVK, I will say, we are open to try anything, provided all data must be given to us. It's a transparent data. We'll try all treatments, but you give us the data. You can't say, sir, this is secret. I won't give, no, NH chalega. Whatever clinical data, we'll enter the data. Then based on that validation, we'll say, sir, this is the result of it in our course of treatment. We have treated 500 patients. We have treated 1,000 patients. Out of patients, these are the whole thing. And every clinical systems, I can produce the data on this system. I mean, I think I'll make a rider there for you. This is a new system which is trying. Based on this, the other people will also come in, but this is the condition that TAG will impose on all doctors.
Thank you.
Swaminathan, to honor Mr. Parsati with a traditional ponadai and a plaque on our behalf from TAG VHS Diabetic Research Center. Thank you, sir.
Dr. Krishnaswamy, Sri Sabaratnam, Sri Parthasarathi, who has made it all possible, Master Hongchu, Dr. Hegde, and all the other participants here. On behalf of VHS, where I happen to be the chairman, I wish to first of all express my gratitude to Dr. Krishnaswamy because he has what we call the Sanjeevi tradition of healthcare, which is holistic, look at the problem in a holistic manner, and at the same time provide healthcare to people, irrespective of whether they have the means to pay or not. In other words, very high quality care at low cost or no cost. This has been the principle of VHS. This kind of principle is possible only if you've got donors like him, and also donors like Parthasarathi, because after all, money has to come from somewhere. And we are grateful to you, sir, for all your participation. And the Sanjeevi tradition, as I said, of health for all. Well, he coined the term health for all long before WHO conceived of it. But health for all should not be only a statement. I'm particularly happy that this function is being held at the Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, because the Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan has been a great supporter. I am a regular reader of Bhavan's journal, particularly Dr. Hegde's article. The first thing I notice when I see the index, where is Dr. Hegde's article? Because again, came Munshi's philosophy, Dr. Hegde, a very holistic approach to the problem, not a fragmented approach. In fact, sometimes when you read his articles, it's sort of frightening in one respect. The lack of ethics and lack of morality in some sections of modern medicine, and he has been highlighting it. But we are proud of the Diabetics Center of VHS, and I want to again thank Dr. Krishnaswamy and all his colleagues, all members of that team, who have been rendering selfless service to those who need them. Diabetics is, we are going to have a keynote address by many eminent experts. One of those lifestyle, sometimes they kill, in the increase in the incidence of diabetics related to lifestyle changes. But my field is nutrition, and I know one of the problems of malnutrition among pregnant women, young children, the 1,000 days children, is one of the possibilities of low birth weight, is also the problem of diabetics. In other words, then in life, nutrition, health, education, awareness, and the whole body system, they all come together, and this is where the holistic approach becomes important. We are grateful to Dr. Hegde and Dr. Krishnaswamy for joining hands with each other. They have like-minded people, and they have developed this center. I am very much looking forward to hearing Master Hongchu. And I read the book which was sent by Dr. Krishnaswamy. It's an exceedingly interesting book, and I think we have to learn a lot today. So I think it's a very interesting program, and I want to thank the chairman of the Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, Chennai Kendra, for making Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan really the meeting place for ideas which are related to the welfare of the country on the one hand, and welfare of the community and the individual on the other hand. It's a real pleasure to participate in this function, and like all of you, I'm looking forward to hearing our principal speakers. Thank you very much. And thanks, Mr. Parthasarathi. Give a big hand to him. As I said, I'll see when Chari and all the others. When I was president of IUC and the World Conservation Union, I used to hear a lot of suggestions people given. I said, ladies and gentlemen, we have heard a lot of suggestions. We have had a good conversation. Conservation without resources just becomes conversation. And only people like him can make a conversation into really reality. Thank you. And also again, keeping up the Sanjeevi tradition of trying to provide the best possible health care. That's the only way the health security system in our country can be built. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, sir. To give the keynote address on health, energy, and well-being, Wisdom of the Human Body. We invite Professor B.M. Hegde, former Vice Chancellor, Manipal University, Co-Chairman, TAG VHS Diabetes Research Center.
Professor Swaminathan, our Chairman Sabaratnamji, our donor who believes in what Jesus said, let not the left hand know what the right hand does, and he keeps on, his right hand always is very busy. Parsarthi Sab. And our honored guest from China, who is going to give you or take you into a different world altogether, because you all come here either with the problem for you or with the problem in your family which you don't want to tell about others, but you will get a solution from our friend, I don't know really how to, Hong Shi Zhou. Is that right? Is that right? Okay. Because these Chinese tongue twisters are very difficult to understand.